What's going on YouTube? JT Jaborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my IDW comic book reviews. That's right, covering another Godzilla IDW comic. I've been covering all these since IDW got the license back, although I didn't cover Godzilla vs. Power Rangers. I think there was some sort of issue I had when I recorded the first video, so I plan on doing a big video when all those issues are out, and I'll just, put it together in one thing, or I might just go ahead and do single issue reviews for every issue leading up to the final issue when that one drops. But we got a new Godzilla comic book that came out very recently. I've been kind of late to the party on some of these IDW ones because I don't really see much advertising from them. I have to kind of keep an eye on them. Sometimes I get notified. I'm like, oh yeah, I did pre-order this thing. So this time we're going to be talking about Godzilla Rivals versus Battra. So this is another in the Godzilla Rivals series. I really loved what they've done with Godzilla Rivals. The Mothra one was good. The Hedorah one was really good. And the Godzilla versus King Ghidorah one, that would make for an awesome movie. Like, it's Planet Hulk Godzilla. Like, Godzilla's a gladiator on another planet. I thought that was a really cool concept, and it was a very exciting story. And then we have this one. This one's written by Rosie Knight with artist Oliver Ono, design letters by Nathan Wittick, editor Jasmine Joyner, supervising editor Tom Waltz, and this is Godzilla Rivals versus Battra. That's right, Battra versus Godzilla. So this issue in particular has a lot of influence and kind of callbacks to Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth, or Godzilla vs. Mothra 1992. It's Battra is basically like here to take down the evil corporations and that who have like basically polluted the planet and such. This one's very it's very heavy-handed in terms of its messaging thing. So yeah, this is definitely like a callback to those days. The message: pollution bad, take care of planet, corporations evil. You get the gist of it. It's a very simple message anybody can kind of get. It's not something that's necessarily new to the Godzilla franchise. I mean, it's been around since pretty much the early days with polluting, and like Godzilla vs. Hedorah is a very prime example like that. And then Godzilla vs. Mothra 1992. This draws heavy influence from that, but basically the focal point is this young girl who was obsessed with monsters, a big fan of them, and she's got her friends that are kind of tagging along with her, and she has this growing obsession with monsters. And basically, some earthquakes are happening around. Godzilla's kind of disappeared years ago. There's a lot of myths and legends of it. This also takes place in 2027. All of a sudden, some strange noises and seismic activity starts to appear, and thus Battra finally emerges. And Battra is there, and everyone's terrified. They're afraid Battra is going to cause all sorts of chaos. And we have all these other people who want Battra to kind of end the world because they're sick of humanity and all the stuff that humanity has done. Battra like causes very minimal destruction, but everyone's still kind of fearful of him, and so they want to try and locate Godzilla. And because Godzilla hasn't been seen in so long, some people even consider him a myth. Then eventually Godzilla shows up. His design's really cool here. It's definitely reminiscent of the Millennium series. You can kind of like see this is almost a bit of a Godzilla versus Megaguirus-esque design. And then there's the good news is there's a lot of cool pages of him, and the artwork is pretty good here of Godzilla doing battle with Battra. There's a lot of action there. My favorite panel, of course, is this 2-page spread right here. Like, look at that shot. That's a pretty epic beam clash. Like, I am a sucker for beam clashes. Like, I just get super excited whenever I see them. Beam clashes are my favorite thing. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons I like the Heisei series a lot. I love beam clashes. There's just something about two energy beams colliding each other. It's just like a unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Just the impact, the collision, it gets me quite aroused. So just kidding, but you get the idea. So yeah, they get into their little fight. Godzilla team was defeated, and then they talk about like how Battra was defeated before. They bring in Mothra, and this is kind of a callback to Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, where Mothra has to kind of talk some sense to the monsters. And Mothra is able this time to kind of communicate with them, like, Battra, you can't do this shit. You calm your ass down. Godzilla, same deal. Let's set an example. Otherwise, humans are going to continue to do their stupid shit. So let's lead by example here. Let's be pretty chill. And they're like, you know what? You're right, Mothra. We don't have to fight this time. We don't have to take a beating or anything like that. Let's set an example. Let's give a warning to these people, and then they'll clean their shit up. And that's pretty much, in essence, how the issue ends. And then, as of course, you can see right here, the next time it's going to be Godzilla versus Gigan. That one I'm very much looking forward to. Now, in terms of the Godzilla Rivals series, I think this one was kind of the weakest, mainly because like the story itself is just kind of something that we've kind of already seen time and time again. There's really nothing all that new or exciting. I think Mothra kind of making the monsters to have like some sort of peace with each other. I thought that was a decent idea right there. Like they kind of stopped their fighting. It wasn't all that serious. Kind of reminiscent like when Godzilla was fighting Rodan and Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Yeah, they wanted to keep beating the hell out of each other, but like it ultimately wasn't like the focal point. Per se, like it wasn't like the big threat. Like they actually were able to kind of like make peace thanks to Mothra talking. So I like when they can integrate like that side of the monsters and their unique personalities and such. So I thought that was pretty good. The message, it's, you know, it's nothing new. I've seen this like time and time again in Godzilla stories. It's pretty straightforward. There's no real subtlety to it at all. It just kind of like hits you over the head with it. And compared to some of the other Godzilla Rivals stories, I thought this one could have been a little bit stronger. I didn't hate it by any stretch of the means. I at least got some cool Godzilla and Battra stuff going on there, and I got to integrate Mothra's communication skills to kind of calm down the monsters. I thought that was an interesting way to resolve the conflicts. But in the Godzilla Rivals versus Battra thing, you really don't feel their feud or the impact of it, kind of like you did with some of the other things. And I think, too, an issue is that these are just one-shots, and you don't really have as much time to kind of tell a really grand story in some cases. Although the Godzilla Rivals versus King Ghidorah one, I thought told an excellent epic storyline in just one issue, which I think that could have been ongoing for a couple more issues. But for a one-shot, I thought that one was excellent. It had memorable bits. It did some creative stuff with Godzilla that was kind of new and exciting. It definitely had some callbacks to other stuff. It was just a much more exciting story than I think anything else here. And then the Ghidorah one was also very exciting. The Mothra was pretty good too, but I think this one was probably the weakest of the bunch. Didn't hate it by any stretch of the means. It's cool to get some more Godzilla comics, but I thought it could have been just a little bit stronger. The characters this time around, there's not too much to them. They're not all that memorable. But then again, like I said, this is a one-shot, and you don't really have the time to kind of get invested so much in all their stories. It's just, in some ways, kind of generic, but I do appreciate the conclusion ending with the monsters kind of talking to each other as opposed to just, like, one of them dying, per se. I thought that at least added a decent twist to it all, and just kind of setting things up as a warning. Godzilla's pretty chill this time around. Yeah, he's sometimes a rival to the planet, or he's sometimes an enemy of the people, sometimes he's on their side, but here he kept his cool for the most part. Like, he saw Battra as a threat, and then Mothra had to come in and straighten this shit out, and it's like, look, let's lead by example, and, you know, if a giant monster is kind of looming over you, you don't want to piss it off. So I guess that's the message of the issue. Clean up the planet, or you're gonna get, like, have to deal with Godzilla. And you know what? If that's one way to clean up the planet, then, you know, it's a pretty good reason to do so. I think most people are probably like, you know what? I'll pick up the trash, Godzilla. Just don't blow me up. So I guess that's the main message of the issue. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Godzilla Rivals versus Battra? Do you like this issue? Do you dislike it? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I don't know what the next Godzilla comic that's coming out. I saw an ad for the one versus Gigan. I think Monsters and Protectors is getting a second series, and I think Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is going to be ending very soon. Dang, I'm so bummed, because like 4 issues of that series have been very exciting. It's 2 of my favorite things, Godzilla and Power Rangers combined into one epic story, and I wish it was just going on longer. I feel like that should be like a 12-issue series. I thought that would have been a little bit more exciting, but, you know, as it stands, Godzilla versus Power Rangers is the best IDW comic we've had in a while. I also really like that Ghidorah one. I thought that one was absolutely awesome. I want to see that one adapted into a movie. Give me Planet Hulk Godzilla. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, but anyways, if you have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. And yeah, until next time, whenever the next Godzilla comic comes out, maybe I'll cover Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers before, because I tried doing it before when the first issue came out, and I seem to have some sort of issue with the video, and I wasn't sure what it is. Maybe it was just like a copyright claim or something, because it was like Boom Studios and Power Rangers, and whenever you talk about Power Rangers, it's like YouTube bot just knows to copyright everything. But when I talk Godzilla and all this other stuff, I don't seem to have any issues with it, and it's fair use. I'm putting my voice forth and all that. So yeah, all right, I rambled on long enough, and thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that other fun shit, and I will see you all next time. Take care now. Bye bye then.